Okay, I think we can stop talking about Star Wars now. It's technically a new week. Oh, what's going on? Everybody's making their way down to the 4th continent to fight the big boss. I don't know. Well, okay, so I was just... Well, okay, actually, I was just stressing over a freaking school assignment. Also, I don't know what I'm doing anymore, apparently, because I just derped. Hold on. 1, 2... Well, actually, it doesn't really matter. Yeah, whatever. Oh, yeah, I was stressing over a school assignment. Got it in it kind of last minute, but I think I did a decent job on it. It's a small thing, so I mean, it doesn't matter too much, but as long as they do it, basically. I do have a bigger assignment that's due later, and I didn't realize this was such a big assignment, but, well, that's a problem for later me. I was looking up, though. I was like, okay, well, alright, I'm distracted enough. I gotta get this done, but I'll look at this video later, and that video was the thing about nuclear energy. Which is, I don't know, it's an interesting thing. Right? Because, like, you know, there's trade-offs in everything, right? You know, you've got, you know, in our current state of technology, we've got, you know, we've got fossil fuels, which are very well proven and very well, very efficient, very capable of actually performing things, with the major drawback of emissions. And then you've got, like, renewables that don't require, that, you know, that, you know, have no emissions, absolutely zero emissions, unless maybe something to build it, but, you know, no emissions, can, you know, generate power theoretically forever, as long as they're, you know, functional, but they're not always reliable. Sometimes you're going to, you know, for solar, you don't always, you know, the sun's not always out, it's not always windy, you know, hydroelectric is, you know, has to be around a waterway, and we don't have batteries to store, or we don't have good enough battery technology to efficiently store power generated for when the grid just isn't going to be able to be, you know, generating power. And then you've got nuclear, which is very strong, has very low emissions, but does also have nuclear waste that has to be dealt with. And, you know, more complicated things in that. So it's a very interesting predicament. Certainly, like a lot of people, you know, want to just tote their one thing, and, you know, there's benefits and detriments to everything. I don't want to say that there's any benefits to, you know, fossil fuels, to be completely honest with you, but I can't deny that as of right now, like, if you wanted to have a, you know, a good, you know, like, semi-truck, you're not going to make it off of battery power. That's just not going to work. To my understanding of current technology, at the very least. You know, you can do, like, a commuter car, you know, a sedan, maybe a truck, maybe a light truck, but, like, hauling tons and tons of freight, no. No. But, like, you know, commuter cars, again, like, they don't have the same requirements, so you know, battery works better there. Well, but where was I going with that? I don't know. Yeah, but it's just an interesting thing. I mean, that's. And I've probably said it before that like everybody's gonna exaggerate whatever it is that they, you know, are trying to, you know, argue for, even if it's very well intentioned. If it's something that, you know, the moral majority would consider a good thing or a bad thing, people will almost certainly over-exaggerate something, even if it's just a very slight over-exaggeration, in order to make you believe something. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. I'm just rambling. I am rambling and just forgetting what I'm doing. Which is okay. Yeah. So, yeah. So, you know, trying to, you know, approach things objectively, but from at least initially a neutral point of view is a very interesting thing to attempt, you know, so. That's about... I don't know where to go from here. Like... It is interesting, though, that, you know, we don't hear... At least didn't know that, like... I know that there's lead-acid batteries. And I know that there's lithium-ion batteries. I did not know about lithium iron phosphate batteries. Which... Of course, again, they also have, like, trade-offs to lithium-ion. If I remember correctly, like, they're not, I wouldn't say that lithium-ion is better, but because battery technology, again, is relatively limited, they're the lighter weight, they're the more efficient option, which is good for cars, but at the same time, less reliable, less durable? And I'm not an expert. I could be wrong. But, you know, there's a reason why lithium-ion is so popular, but, like, lithium iron phosphate is also actually a really good option as well. Doesn't degrade as fast, I think is the thing. Yeah. Oh, and also they have there's a company that, well, there's some very interesting electric conversion I've seen, which there's one company, EV West, that sells a drop-in, quote-unquote drop-in EV conversion kit for a Beetle, but it also doesn't include batteries. Which is kind of an important part. So, not sponsored, unfortunately.